right, I'm going to finish a couple of the examples we did not get to in class. So looking at number 11, they tell us in this one, the following diagram, L is parallel to M. I'm going to highlight those two lines, not the other ones. The other two are actually acting as transversals. Two different transversals. Find the value of each variable and then find the measure of each labeled angle. So first of all, which lines are parallel? We can see that only L is parallel to M. Which are the possible transversals? Okay, P would be one of our transversals, or Q. Which transversal connects two of the labeled angles? So when I'm looking at this, this is a parallel line, not a transversal. So this and this are connected with transversal P. So transversal P is the one that we want to focus on first. So we're asking ourselves, almost as if we're ignoring the rest of the picture, okay, if I were to just get rid of it, what type of angles are these two angles? Okay, well, they are on the same side of the transversal, and they're inside. So these would be same side interior angles, which we know are supplementary when the lines are parallel, which means these two angles have to be supplementary, which means we're going to add them and set equal to 180. Combining our like terms, we'll get 5x plus 20 equals 180. Subtract and divide, and we'll get x equals 32. And then from there, let me reveal the rest of my picture that I had taken away. They want us basically just to plug that back in. So we will get 4 times 32. It's going to be 128. $32 plus 20, which is 52. And then also plugging it in down here, and we should get 64. All right, the next one we didn't get to in class, this one actually tells us we have two pairs of parallel lines. So P is parallel to Q. We'll highlight those in one color. And L is parallel to M. We'll actually learn later this is called a parallelogram. Find the value of each variable, then find the measure of each labeled angle. So again, you want to identify two types of angles that we know. Also, we notice we have x's and y's this time. So, should notice some alternate interior angles. Let's go ahead and start with the 2x. Okay. 2x. If I come along the transversal, see 70. So these two angles, 2x and 70, are alternate interior angles, which we know since our lines are parallel, I should have marked them, that alternate interior angles have to be congruent. Therefore, their measures have to be equal. So 2x degrees has to be equal to 70 degrees. So I can solve, dividing by 2, we'll get x is 35. Okay, I cannot find the measure of the angles yet until I get y. So let's just leave those. Now, let me pick up another color. Let's look at the 5y. Now, 5y is along parallel line L. Go along its transversal until we find its alternate interior angle. So 1 and 3 are alternate interior angles, which we know also have to be congruent because we have parallel lines. Since they are congruent, we can set them equal. So we'll have 5y is equal to y plus 20. Go ahead and solve that. We'll subtract and divide. to hit y is 5. Now we just need to take and plug them back in. So the measure of angle 1 is 5y, so that'd be 5 times 5, which is 25. The measure of angle 2 is 2x, so 2 times 35 is 70. Measure of angle 3 is y plus 20, so 5 plus 20 is 25. And that makes sense, right? Because we should be getting the same exact measurement for our alternate interior angles, both here and here. And then angle 4, how can we find that? Well, we can do two things. The easiest would be to use triangle sum. We see this triangle right here. We know a triangle has 180 degrees total. So we would just need to subtract 70 and subtract 25, and we will get 85 degrees. You could also use same side interior angles with this whole pair, which would be a 95 degree angle, or with this whole pair, which would be a 95, which would be 180 minus 95. And then the closure asked us to name all of the angles that are congruent to angle 10. Notice we only have one pair of parallel lines. We have A is parallel to B. Okay, so angle 10. Think of all of the different types that we know are congruent. We know that corresponding angles will be congruent. We know alternate interior angles would be congruent. Alternate exterior angles will be congruent. So let's see, who could find a corresponding angle to angle 10? Corresponding, same relative location, top right, come down, top right. So angle 14. Angle 10 is congruent to angle 14. That'd be if lines parallel, CA congruent. Now we can't use alternate interior angles because 10 is not inside. We can use alternate exterior, so 10 and 15 because of alternate exterior angles. Just repeating our if lines parallel. And then also, which other angle? Oh, we forgot about our vertical angles, 10 and 11. I guess we also could have used corresponding with 15 since they were congruent as well. All right, on the homework, just make sure that you do highlight or draw attention to the parallel lines to help you see the different angle pairs.